Tonight, on Be Something Wonderful, do this when the opposite appears. Persisting the Neville Goddard way. I am your host, Tom Kieran, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. I got an email from one of our subscribers this morning that said, Tom, I've been really working on my beliefs. I'm feeling really good. I'm moving into a new state. I feel like I'm closer to my desires. I've been working on my worthiness. I'm feeling a lot of self-love. Yet I feel now things are getting worse with my SP. I'm feeling, although I wanted some space between me and my SP so I could work on my beliefs and work on my self-love. Now I feel like, now that I've moved into this newer state with these newer beliefs, that I feel more of a disconnect. What's going on? Guys, we're going to unpack that tonight and more. So let's talk about this. What is going on here? Well, the teacher Neale Donald Walsch, in his books, Conversations with God, there's a series of books, and I think one of them is Happier Than God that he writes. But he talks about the law of opposites. What does the law of opposites say? That as soon as you make an intention, as soon as you have a desire, as soon as you start putting your attention to that, immediately the opposite shows up, right? This is what happens. A lot of time this happens with us, right? We get the opposite of what we want. And this could be, a couple things could be going on here with the SP and you moving into that new state. But one of them could be the law of opposites is activated, that you are very much getting the opposite of what you want, right? The appearance of the opposite, though, here's the good news. The appearance of the opposite is actually a sure sign that you're on the right path, that your desire is on the way, right? It's only how this is key. When the opposite shows up, it's a sure sign that your desire is fulfilled. I just want to say that, right? Because we look at the opposites we judge it or perceive it as a negative thing. This is what throws us off into a spin of getting more of what we don't want, right? The key here is to know when you get the opposite, that your desire is fulfilled, it's still done, and it's actually a sure sign that it's on its way. That's the first thing I want to say. The second thing I want to say, also when the opposite shows up, it's God giving you a contextual framework to see what you want, because when you know what you don't want, which is the opposite, you define what you want a lot more. That's another reason the opposite shows up. You're getting a context for what you really want. That's big, right? And then the other thing I want to say is when you were letting go, you're letting go now of the old you. You're letting go of your old limiting beliefs. You're cleaning house, right? You're realigning with who you really are. Whenever that happens, it's a shakeup, right? It's a shakeup. You're making space. You're creating space for that new you. And in that shakeup, your SP hasn't caught up with that shakeup yet, right? You're in an energy that is not matching right now where your SP is at. So you can reassert your attention. You can choose your intention. You can choose again, and then keep imagining. The idea now is to persist in your wish fulfilled. How you would like to see that wish with your SP. When you do that, this gives that energy a chance to catch up to this new you, right? You've got to look beyond the opposite and look at the positive side of it. What's the positive side? Everything. Anything that happens that ever comes up at what is, always interpret it as that you're on your path. This is the key to manifesting anything, not just your SP here, right? Don't judge it. You're on your path, right? And so it's really the lesson when the opposite shows up is persist in your wish fulfilled. It's already done. It's a sure sign that you're on your path. Remember, when you let go of those old beliefs, when you were working on, now that you're seeing yourself as worthy and more loving, it's a shakeup. You're cleaning house. You're realigning with who you really are. And so that's why the opposite is showing up. That opposite is the old energy moving out. Hear this, right? This is big tonight. This is another reason for the opposite. That opposite that's showing up is the old you. It's the old beliefs on their way out, right? Because remember, you're still looking at the past. They're on their way out, okay? So all is well, okay? So let's talk about persistence then. Neville talks about persistence, and he does this by going to Scripture again and talking about a parable that involved Jesus talking to his disciples. Jesus said to his disciples that suppose that you go to a friend's house at midnight and ask this friend for 3 loaves of bread, because you have another friend that just arrived in town and you have nothing for him. And then your friend that's inside the house that you're asking for the bread says, you know, it's late, the kids are in bed, the door is shut, I can't help you. Yet you persist, you're audacious, you're brazen, you're not taking no for an answer. And then your friend finally says, okay, and then your friend finally gives you all the bread that you want. What's this story telling us? Well, Neville unpacks it for us. It's a perfect story of persistence. So when you persist, that friend that lends you, that friend that lends you, that first friend that lends you the bread, that you're asking for the bread, and that's your desired state of consciousness. That friend, that house you go to, that you ask for the friend, that represents your desired state of consciousness. The second friend who just arrived from a trip that you have nothing for, that's the desire seeking fulfillment, right? You have nothing for him. It's the desire seeking fulfillment. The 3 represents wholeness and completion. The loaves represent the substance, right, of that desire. And then when he says, don't bother me, the door is shut, my children are in bed, what is he talking about there? The door is shut. Remember, that friend that's inside represents your desired state of consciousness. The shut door is the separation between the seen, you, in the 3D world, and who you are now in your current state of consciousness, and your new state, desired state of consciousness, the unseen. The door is shut. The kids are in bed. Who are the kids? The kids are that ideal you, that dormant, they're dormant right now. They're in bed. That new state's hasn't risen yet, right? And so when your friend says, no, I can't do it, why? Because that new state of consciousness can't come to you. You must rise to it. Hear this. That's why your friend says, hey, the kids are in bed, the door is shut, right? I'm not getting up to give you bread. So your persistence, in your brazen persistence of not taking no for an answer, you rise to that new state of wish fulfilled, and your friend must now, he is compelled, there's compulsion, he moves to give you the bread. That is persistence. That's the story, guys, right? Ask and it shall be given. Seek and you shall find, right? Knock and the door will be open for you. That's what the story in Luke chapter 11, verses 5 through 9 is telling us. This is what happens when the opposite appears. This is how you persist the Neville got it way. I am your host, Tom Kieran. And this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, and like and share our videos. That's how we get our message out. Hit us up on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful, on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kieran, our website at tomkieran.com or BeSomethingWonderful.com, or write me anytime at info@BeSomethingWonderful.com. I would love to hear from you. Until next time, with great love, this is Tom. See you soon.